So I think today, to get an edge in the marketplace, it's become far more about execution than about big ideas. You got to marry the right idea, but if you can't execute great, the marketplace doesn't have patience. You'll be here today, gone tomorrow, which is a lot of brands spend all their time, hey, here's a great idea, and don't sweat the details. And the brands with the edge have the great idea, but sweat the details and make the execution extraordinary. I had a great conversation with Jim Farley, the CMO of Ford. And when he came into Ford, things were okay, but there were many definitions of what Ford was about. And he went back to the basics. He went inside and started to speak to the engineers about what they were about, and came up with a brand promise that was rooted in the core of Fordness, which was about going further. And he told me the story of one of the engineers he talked to who was a physician. And he had had a very successful practice and had a tragedy in his life, and his child had been killed in a car accident, so he gave up practicing medicine and decided to devote his life to building safer cars. And he came to Ford, and he has been innovating and changing the way Ford delivers safety ever since. And it gave them the notion that, gee, we at Ford, we're going further, we're going beyond that. And by building on the authenticity of what was already there, and focusing the company about going further, over the past couple of years, Jim has been able to refocus and restage the Ford brand and connect it much better with the experience that you have when you buy a Ford, as well as their customers, and have a clearer, sharper focus. So it's often about, when you revitalize a brand, it's often about going back into the company and finding something that's already true, that the company already excels at, and saying, how do we bring that to life? Is that relevant? Because more often than not, brands that have lost the edge stand for too many things. And brands that have the edge stand for one thing and just deliver it every day in a surprising and delightful way.